in the bantamweight division at the Ultimate Fighter Season 31. You got Carlos Vera taking on Brad Katona. Now, Carlos Vera represents Team McGregor and the Prospects. Brad Katona represents Team Chandler and the UFC Veterans. Now, what we know is that both guys stand 5'6", so no height advantage on either end. But let's begin with Carlos Vera because he hasn't been in the UFC. So outside the UFC as a professional, he comes in at 11-3. And in those 11 fights, he's got 1 knockout, he's got 5 submissions, and 5 decisions. That's concerning. He does have 3 losses. Now, he is on a 4-fight win streak dating back to September 2021. His last loss was January of 2020. So this guy's gone a long time without losing. Now, Brad Katona is currently 12-2. He's also on a 4-fight win streak. Now, he does have experience in the UFC. So we got some more information on him. He's got a 64-inch reach. He fights right-handed. In the UFC, landed like 3.3 significant strikes per minute, had a takedown over the average course of 3 rounds, and a 47% takedown defense. But that's because he fought good fighters and probably shouldn't have been booted from the UFC when you look back at it. So he came in at the Ultimate Fighter in the finale and got the win with 2 takedowns, led 71-14 in significant strikes. This was back in 2018. Came into the UFC, beat Matthew Lopez. Then he lost a pair of fights, which ended his reign in the UFC. Now listen to this. One was against Merab Dvalishvili. He went to a decision with Merab. And although Merab Dvalishvili won the fight, you got to consider the fact that he went to a decision with the guy. Look what he's done since. Yeah, Merab had 5 takedowns. He led 55-32 in significant strikes. Can Carlos Vera really beat a guy that went toe-to-toe with Merab Dvalishvili? He also fought Hunter Azur, lost to him, and then he's bounced from the UFC. Now, looking back, Brad Katona is a guy that could have fought in the UFC and potentially got some wins like he did in his first fight. He just happened to run into 2 guys that are pretty good fighters. Now, since then, again, he's went 4-0, winning 4 in a row. 3 of those by decision, 1 by submission. So does Carlos Vera have a chance in this fight? Yes. Do I think he's going to win? No. And we said this up and down. These fights, Team McGregor's in trouble with these prospects because he's fighting against veterans, and there's not much room for error for these prospects, and it's just going to be hard to win. So I like Brad Katona, the veteran, and Team Chandler to get the win here. It will go 2 rounds, and it will finish at the end of the 2nd round. But you got to consider Team McGregor's fighters have gotten better from the 8-second KO in the first fight to the 2-round decision between Trevor Wells and Timur Valiev in the last fight. So, it should be a closer fight, but look for Brad Katona to get the win here, bantamweight division, at the Ultimate Fighter Season 31.